What if I told you that habitually falling in love quickly, also known as hemophilia, might actually be a reaction to past traumas, where you unconsciously seek to fill emotional void by rapidly creeping people out by falling in love with them too quickly? And what if I told you that I have a 3-step system that you can apply today on how to stop loving so fast, which if you manage to achieve, it'll benefit you in 3 different ways. Like, for example, improving your whole demeanor. You literally, it's almost like a glow up, almost like a personality facelift. And towards the end of the video, I'm gonna show you one ancient activity that you guys can start practicing on a daily basis that will literally eliminate the creepy habit of falling in love too fast. But before that, let's begin with my story. When I was younger, I used to be a Christian, right? And I used to practice Christianity in a very, very, very spiritual way. And one of the things that happens is that you develop a lot of empathy. The problem with that empathy is that you start to, you could easily be tricked into falling in love with people who have problems. You become a savior. And so that became my problem when I was younger. That if you had flaws, I actually ended up liking you more because, you just get, in Christianity, they teach you that you gotta love others. And I did that with all of my heart. So when I stopped being a Christian, I kept that habit in my mind where I would go on a date with a woman and I thought that she was the one. I caused a lot of one-sided situations. It caused one date would go bad, she wouldn't call me and it'll feel like a heartbreak. And I had an anxious energy about me that repelled women away. You're not aware of how creepy and needy you're coming across, and most likely you're in that situation. So through years of experimentations, years of finding a solution for this habit of mine, I found a solution through practicing a bunch of things. I did NLP, I did ayahuasca, I did everything you could think of to remove it. But one thing worked, and I put that in a simple 3-step system for today. By the way, if you have that habit of creeping people out because of your needy and you want to be able to stop being so needy, well, I will implore you to work with me one-on-one so that you can have me on the phone today. And you can tell me what you do, and I can tell you exactly what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. And above all, it's honest advice. I will not sugarcoat that. So click on the description down below to work with me one-on-one so that you can know exactly what you're doing wrong, because a lot of the time, sometimes when you love too much, you have no self-awareness. But before that, let's talk about why you're falling in love quickly. How could you fall in love with me so quickly without even knowing me? The truth is that whenever somebody has a habit of falling in love quickly, they just have the habit of not really paying attention. They're so traumatized. Remember, what fuels the projecting mechanism that creates an opaque screen, a squinted gaze, a fog of emotion between you and the other person is pain. And then not only pain, but also looking away from the pain will cause you, like Cyclops, to literally project your pain onto other things. It's like when you're angry. You're so angry that if somebody says hi, your anger projecting creates that high, makes that high look like a threatening high. It goes from high to hey. You're like, what the fuck? Why you say hi to me like that? That's what projection does. So the more unhappy you are, or if you as a child never was taught how to control your emotions, how to regulate your emotions, how to self-talk, how to control your fantasies as adults, you never really trained that muscle, like a muscle that never got activated. Like turtles, like the reason why baby turtles have to walk from the shore to the sea. Why is it? Well, because if they don't go through that march, they never activate the muscles those little weird turtles need to swim and shit, right? So you have these dumbass humans, usually Karens, who take the turtles from where they're born and throw them in the ocean like they're fucking Digimons, right? Well, the truth is those turtles gotta run to build the muscle. It's not just a running for the sake of it, it's a running to build those muscles. So that running in this case is you as a child being taught by your parents how to control your emotions, and most of us just didn't have it. Some of us just didn't have it. So because of that, you're deeply unhappy, but you don't know how to fix that. So naturally, people usually gravitate towards 2 things when they can't regulate their emotions: love and drugs. Love and drugs. And so when they fall in love with people quickly, what they're trying to do is find someone whom they can feel better about themselves. If I love you, it means you are amazing. And so in their minds, they'll exaggerate the other person's positive traits, diminish their own. But the problem is that they're interacting with a phantom. And if you fall for that, because that person will fall in love with you quickly and then as quickly fall out of it, if you fall for that, you're going to end up falling in love with them quickly. So the more unhappiness you have in your mind, the more pain that you have not observed, the more you are susceptible to falling in love quickly. So the love that you feel for me isn't really love. It's just your own unhappiness, your own pain, your own trauma. And it's masquerading as love. True love is there's no projecting. You see the person as they are. And because of that, it means it takes you longer to fall in love. You don't just fall in love in a few days or even on the first date. It takes you weeks, maybe months, because you're getting to know the person. Falling in love does not have instant transmission. It's not a DBZ character. Love is a turtle. It's slow, like the turtles who walk into the ocean. What's going on here is that some people have fantasies about love that are not based on reality. They have high expectations for their lovers, right? And one of the things about projections, because this is what's happening, is that projections feel comfortable. Sometimes people find it more comforting to interact with a mental projection. They end up falling in love with the projection and not the person. How do you know that? Well, because they fall in love really quickly. You don't really know this person to fall in love with them so quickly. You have no facts or no context about who they really are. So you're falling in love with the projection. And the thing is about projecting people is that projection is fun, it's addictive. Even if it hurts, people are psychologically addicted to projecting. For example, when you see when I used to play games with my friends, and for example, there was one girl who told me that she used to play this game with her ex. She wanted to eat people, but she couldn't because it's a crime. But she had a taste. She wanted to eat dinosaurs too, okay? So she had a fucking culinary curiosity. And she would tell me that when she would see people walk, her and her ex would say, and they were like, no, he's too chubby. Would you eat him? And they'd be like, oh, yeah, he looks good. Would you eat her? Nah, she looks salty, right? And they would say they would have so much fun doing that. And they obviously never did it, follow through, according to her. But what I learned is that people like to do that. They're just projecting. They're like, oh, maybe he's a murderer or maybe he's a good guy, right? It's almost like when you watch videos of dogs where people put the commentary of what the dog is thinking, when in reality the dog might not be thinking that. Well, what that is, you're projecting. You're thinking, okay, maybe the dog will say that, and you put a voice over it, and you're like, he, the dog looks happy, when in reality the dog could be ready to bite your kids, right? So humans like projecting. That is projecting. You're projecting what you believe he's thinking onto the dog, right? And that's fun. Humans like to do that. We are addicted to project. Some people are racist, xenophobic, because it's projecting, and projecting mechanisms are meant to be pleasurable. Because that's how we see the world without having to look at the details, because there's too much detail. And so people who fall in love fast have a strong projecting mechanism. And that projecting mechanism is fueled by unhappiness, fueled by dissatisfaction. And sometimes that's because of experience, right? Induced, where you felt you're so unhappy, you're so sad that you can't be in your body. You're trying to escape. The reality is so fucking heavy that you just don't want to be here. And the only way to escape without yourself is to go into your mind and create a mind-made prison. Even if the content of your mind is painful, it's better than this. And so people live life projecting. Oh, he's an asshole. He's a good person. Oh, she's my wife. He's the perfect guy. Oh my God, it's only been 20 seconds into the date, but they're perfect. She will make a perfect wife. And the person is like, why are you looking at it? You're looking at, and this is, I'm gonna put in the video how you looking at them. And the person is like, what the fuck is going on, right? You're projecting. And maybe you could just work on not projecting as much. Falling in love quickly will not happen as much. So let's talk about the first step to not falling in love so quickly. The first one is developing self-love. I'm gonna tell you guys a story. When I went to a meditation retreat, I remember it was, I believe it was the 7th day. It was a silent one. And on the 6th day, I wanted to leave. I couldn't stand it. I could not stand it, man. It was too much. It was 6 days. I wanted to go back to New York City to smoke weed, man. I just couldn't handle it. And we were doing nothing. We were just staring at the wall, meditating. And for some reason, it just got to me because I went there because I was genuinely depressed at that time. But what got me was just the boredom. And then I remember I was reading and when I was about to leave, literally about to leave the retreat, I was reading a book where it talked about the quotes of the Buddha. And one of the quotes was that what got him to become enlightened, what pushed him to become more enlightened, was that he saw the suffering of the world, and that suffering gave him so much compassion that he forgot about his desire. And then when I finished reading, I started crying. I don't know why, I just felt so much compassion, because I was like, here I am with 12 other people who are only here to try to find happiness. And I just felt so much compassion for that like 5 minutes. I literally forgot that I wanted to leave, right? And then all of a sudden, I realized the negative feeling that I had towards leaving the retreat went away, and I finished the meditation retreat, right? And so what I learned from that is that compassion for other people will decrease the amount of negative emotions that you feel in your body. Having, for the moment you feel compassion for somebody else, pay attention to how you feel. You'll notice that you actually feel better about yourself. You're not thinking about your cravings if you have a drug habit. So as you can see here, there's a study that shows that developing empathy lowers intense emotions. So you could use this empathy or compassion to lower the emotions that strengthens the projecting mechanism that causes you to fall in love quickly. What I learned is that feeling compassion for others releases you from your own self-hatred. I began doing loving kindness meditation. And this is what I used to do when I was a Christian. You pray for people. That's loving kindness. Lord, bless them. So what I did was, we're going to talk about right towards the end how to do the loving kindness meditation, but that's the first thing that I did. Loving kindness meditation. That is the first step, because you got to understand, your lack of self-love is what's causing you to gravitate towards other with intensity. And the way you look at yourself is pretty much the same. If you have compassion for yourself, if you love yourself, you're going to look at other people with love. You're going to see them as family members. I swear to God, so what you do is that you're literally changing the filter of how you see the world. You're not just looking at yourself with love. You're not just looking at them with love. You're looking at everything with love. And this naturally causes things to have a more friendly vibe about you. When you practice this type of meditation, studies have been shown that it increases your pro-social cues, your nonverbal cues get more calibrated towards the likable side. Because by you seeing the world through compassion, people look less threatening. As a result, you look less threatening, you look less defensive. You're gonna have an air about you that people would just be drawn to you. That type of stuff is something that you cannot imitate. You cannot imitate this. I've seen this in my life. This is something that's very difficult to imitate, because it's really about the little things. That's where I got, when I began doing this, people literally told me, you look more relaxed. You come across nicer. I'm like, bitch, what was I, an asshole? You come across more relaxed. You're more chilled. Right after I started applying this, people started complimenting. Because I never had that before. People started saying how warm of a person that I am. And that's because I started doing a loving kindness meditation. The next thing that you want to do is bringing attention to the body. I learned this when I went to a meditation retreat. It is a 10-day silent meditation retreat. And in that, it told us that bringing awareness to the body liberates the mind, liberates you from your mind-made prison, right? When you notice, the less you love yourself, the more you look outward. The less you love yourself, what you'll notice, the less you feel your body. You don't love yourself, so obviously you're not going to feel your body. What does that mean? Feel your hand. Feel your hand. How does your hand feel? Boom. That's bringing attention to the body. When you don't love yourself, you know what happens? You go from feeling the hand to, oh my God, I'm so bad. Oh my God, your attention is all here. Oh my God, and it goes more inward like a gravity ball. It just turns inward like a black hole. It turns inward. Oh my God, I'm so bad. So you literally, it could be a fucking insect crawling down your leg and you don't notice it because you're in your mind. So any form of body meditation or body awareness meditation will do this work. Right? And if you want to learn deeper about it, you can just go to a meditation retreat, right? And that'll teach you how to do the body scan meditation. Now, look, this one I learned from Tinder, right? Because on Tinder, I would go on dates. And when I was younger, bro, these Tinder dates would hurt me, man, because you would think they want to go out with you, and then all of a sudden they would flake on you. You wouldn't see them no more. And when I was younger, that hurt me a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it hurt me a lot. And I had those symptoms of liking someone a lot on the first date, and I'm still like that, like not liking someone, but if I meet you and I end up like liking the person, I'm like, oh, it's such a nice person, I want to see them again, like an uncle love. But now it's more controlled. But back then, I mean, if you were cute and we had a great date, I would want to go out with you multiple times, right? But the problem was that I would fall for women who weren't into me, and that fucking hurt. So what I learned to do was to literally tamp down my expectations. And after the date, I would say, it's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. Because what causes you to exaggerate and to fall in love is that you feel yourself wanting it to work out, and then you start telling yourself, I hope it does. I hope it does. And then you're like, oh, I think it will. I think it will. Oh my God, it's gonna happen. The way they talk, the way they looked at me, they really like me. But you don't know that sometimes people are just being friendly. So what I learned is just to talk myself down. It's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. And it literally worked. I literally stopped falling in love too quickly. Practice self-love meditation. Practice compassion. Practice body awareness. That literally heals you from that habit of falling in love too quickly. And that will have so many cascading effects on your dating life, where people will be more drawn to you. People will find you friendlier. You will attract more friends. You will feel so much better about yourself. So as a result, you will start to think bigger. You'll be able to set larger goals and achieve them. And above all, you'll be an inspiration for other people, man. A lot of people need inspiration nowadays. So you want to be part of that positive change. So if you want to, start doing that right now. Or you can actually purchase my course, Emotional Mastery, where I talk about these types of topics on how to develop a meditation practice and how to control your emotions. See you guys inside.
So a lot of you guys have been asking me, how can I purchase all of your courses in one go? Well, if you guys want to purchase all of them, you guys can join the Mindful Attraction University, people. Yeah, that's right. And in this, you'll be able to access all of my courses for $3.99. Initially, if you purchase all of my courses, Emotional Mastery, Psychological Game of Attraction, my new course, The Feminine Woman, Natural Chemistry, Charisma Blueprint, Nice Girl, you guys can purchase all of it for $600. But with the bundle deal, you guys can purchase it for $3.99. Or you guys can purchase it in 3 easy payments of $125, people. Yeah, that's right. Or you guys can purchase it with the bonuses. So you not only do you get the courses, but the bonuses. And that comes down to $7.99 or 4 easy and mindful payments of $199. Now, these bonuses are not regular bonuses. These bonuses are legit, almost like courses within a course, right? So you guys can just click on the description down below and explore the types of bonuses. For example, I have bonuses on how to get over your ex, how to become more creative, how to, well, especially in the feminine woman, I have a bonus about how to penetrate the mind and how to speak in a way that gets people to do what you want them to do. Like, it's honestly one of the craziest sections that I've ever made, because most of these courses, people, I come up with those ideas in meditation retreats. Nobody goes to the extent that I go. I go to meditation retreat to create these courses. There's a 14-day money back guarantee. If you don't like it, just ask me for the money back within 14 days, and I'll give you all the money back. Father Alex has never rejected a money back offer if I offered it. So, and if you guys already purchased one of my courses, for example, and you guys want to get the bonuses while getting a discount, you know what I'm saying? I have discount codes for people who purchase my courses. So if you purchase my courses, just send me a private message. Or if you work with me one-on-one, I'll give you a big discount for the courses. And there I can help all of you guys understand that this is a movement. Most people never knew this type of knowledge before. And I am trying to empower women across the world and liberate them from these negative and one-sided relationships through these courses. So hopefully you guys can spread the message and help other people out. And I'll see you guys inside. Or else I'm close to the